What would happen if all the oceans on Earth instantly evaporated? Well, for starters, that would require an impossible amount of energy. Earth's oceans contain around 1.35 times 10 to the power of 21 kilograms of water. And turning that water into vapor takes about 2.26 million joules per kilogram. Multiply those together, and you get a number so big it stops behaving like a number and starts behaving like a threat. To vaporize the oceans, you'd need roughly 3 times 10 to the power of 27 joules of energy. That's 3 million years of sunlight delivered to Earth in one instant. If that happened, the atmosphere wouldn't warm up. It would jump to temperatures in the range of 500 to 600 degrees Celsius because the air simply can't absorb that much energy without turning into a superheated, steam-heavy version of itself. At that moment, Earth wouldn't have a sky. It would have a pressure cooker. And the weird part is, that's not even the most dangerous consequence. It's just the first one. So now we have a planet wrapped in a 600-degree steam atmosphere. What happens next? Well, the first problem is pressure. Dumping all that water into the air increases the mass of the atmosphere by over 260 times. Surface pressure wouldn't double. It wouldn't triple. It would climb into the range of hundreds of atmospheres, similar to the pressure at the bottom of the real ocean that just disappeared. You'd walk outside and experience the same pressure a submarine feels 3 kilometers underwater. Next issue, sunlight. Water vapor is an extremely powerful greenhouse gas, and now it makes up most of the atmosphere. With that much vapor overhead, almost every photon of sunlight gets trapped. Earth enters a runaway heating loop exactly like what transformed Venus into a 460 degrees Celsius hell world. But Venus took millions of years. Earth would do it in minutes. Now let's talk about biology. What's left of it? About 50% of Earth's oxygen comes from marine phytoplankton, and they're gone instantly. The remaining oxygen in the atmosphere isn't replenished. As temperatures rise, chemical reactions accelerate. Oxygen bonds with surface materials, and levels begin to fall. Meanwhile, the ocean floor, now dry, heats up fast. Salt beds reflect sunlight, boosting Earth's albedo. But it doesn't matter. The heat trapped in the atmosphere is so overwhelming that reflective surfaces can't save the planet. And the atmosphere keeps expanding. At 600 degrees Celsius, water molecules in the upper atmosphere start breaking apart under sunlight. Hydrogen escapes into space because Earth's gravity can't hold it. This means Earth isn't just losing oceans, it's losing water forever. Give it enough time, and the planet becomes permanently dry. And all of this happens before the atmosphere even starts to cool. At this point, Earth isn't really Earth anymore. You have a planet wrapped in a high-pressure, high-temperature, steam-dominated atmosphere that's losing hydrogen to space and cooking its own surface. And the important part is, there's no natural mechanism left to reverse any of it. Without oceans, there is no water cycle, no rain, no clouds, no way for the surface to cool, no biological oxygen production, and no reservoir of liquid water to ever condense again. As the atmosphere expands, sunlight continues splitting water molecules apart. Hydrogen escapes, oxygen reacts with surface minerals, and disappears into rocks. The planet dries out chemically, not just physically. Given enough time, Earth settles into its final state, a hot, dry, high-pressure world with a thick, hazy atmosphere. A world where liquid water cannot exist on the surface. A world that looks uncannily familiar. Not like Earth, like Venus. Except Venus became Venus over hundreds of millions of years. Earth did it because one person asked what would happen if the oceans evaporated instantly. And the answer is, they wouldn't come back. Ever. Once hydrogen escapes into space, those water molecules are gone forever. Earth can't rebuild oceans because the raw material literally left the planet. So if the oceans evaporated in a single moment, the final result wouldn't be a hotter Earth, or a drier Earth, or even a barely survivable Earth. It would be a completely different planet. One where oceans are a historical footnote, a thing that once existed. The oceans didn't just disappear. Earth stopped being the kind of world that can have oceans. And the most ironic part, sea level rise wouldn't be a problem anymore, because a planet with no seas can't